I'm looking for signs of life from NC State.
Oh, okay.
I was debating this because I don't think it's not mean to say your optimism has dropped completely about this NC State team after the first month.
No, I don't think that's mean at all.
It's two very, very emphatic losses to good teams and two lackluster wins to Group of 5 teams. I think it's fair to say your optimism, your vim and vigor for the season have waned a bit. So I was trying to debate what would make me kind of jump back in, all right? I don't think it's much. And I'm talking specifically about the offense. The defense is going to have to show me more. The defense, if you bottle up Northern Illinois, I might give them another shot to surprise me, but I'm still going to be surprised if you play well. If the offense, though, the offense, just give me the smallest sign of something. Show C.J. Bailey pushing the ball downfield to his playmakers, and I'll be very tempted to give the offense a chance again. Show me Jordan Waters making one cut, getting north and south, and running through a couple arm tackles early on, and I'll be going, look at this. Give me a KC Concepcion, old school, crafty way to get him the ball, maybe downfield even. How about that? Make a catch, score a touchdown, and I'll be very tempted to go right back where I started. It's like an ER show, right? And if you're listening to the Adam Gold Show, I use this analogy. It's like a Grey's Anatomy or something. When they show you an unconscious body and you're supposed to think they might die. That's where NC State is right now. Right? You just watch that Clemson game. They're an unconscious body in front of you. And then there's just that one twitch, eyes open. Maybe they grab the finger of a loved one and just squeeze, and that's all they show you before credits at the end of the show, and that's supposed to signify they're okay. They're back. When in actuality, it's like, well, just because they squeezed your finger, there's probably still a long road ahead, and you should probably go get a doctor and see what you should do next. And that's me. I'm the loved one. If NC State offense squeezes my finger, I'm like, they're back. We're going to be fine. Yay. Season 3 is a go. When I really should be asking for more, when I really should be like, all right, what's next? But it's like when teams are good on paper, when they're talented, when you can add up like fantasy football wise, they got good wide receivers, good this, good that, and then aren't good in the game, I'm comfortable saying that's not a good team, right? A good team on paper that doesn't show it on the field, that's not a good team. But I'm also waiting to get back in on those teams. I'm waiting for them to show it on the field. I'm waiting for them to give me reason to be excited. That's NC State's offense. I still see the talent on paper, and I want to get back in, but you got to give me something. You got to give me just that. Give me something. It's or how about this one? This might be a better analogy. This one popped into my brain. You ever have the buddy that was caught up on a lady? Right? He was all in, head over heels, but she didn't really give him much attention. And then finally, he's like, you know what? I'm going to move on. I'm going to go out. I'm going to do this. I'm going to hang out with you. Like, let's go do something. And you're like, great, you're back. Awesome. And then they just get like one little text, right? You just get one text that says like, hey, what are you up to? And they're all the way back. Oh, she's back. Yes, it's great. We're in. Ha-ha. Hoo-hoo. And I'm like, all right, that's all it took? That's me. Send me a text, Noah Rogers, metaphorically, meaning just one deep touchdown to your Ohio State transfer. Send me just a little something, a little piece of bait that I can fall for. And then for I think Northern Illinois is a good, like, show me a piece of bait. Give me that little thing to grasp onto team. One, because you're not going to overlook them. Whatever arguments you had for Western Carolina and Louisiana Tech being these Group of 5 teams that you thought you could manhandle, you did start slow because it's just, but you don't have that for Northern Illinois. They beat Notre Dame. No excuse to overlook them, and you're not playing well enough to overlook anybody. But also they're good enough, meaning Northern Illinois is the opposite of. They're not so good that you would expect, hey, we could play our A game and still lose. Like if you play your A game, if you play at the top of your potential, you're going to win the game probably comfortably. But if you bring anything less to the table, Northern Illinois is good enough to smack you in the face. So if you have a great offensive first quarter, I'm willing to treat that as real. Northern Illinois is good enough that I'm going to go, there's something there. I'm not going to write it off as like, well, you're playing the, JV team from the local high school. It doesn't mean anything. I'm not going to do that. So give me something. CJ Bailey, you look good against Clemson. Maybe the only bright spot in that game was your true freshman quarterback looked the part. Now give me, don't just look the part, complete a deep ball. Run for a 30-yard touchdown. He looks like he had that in his tool bag against Clemson. He looked like he had that in his bag of tricks. He didn't quite get to break him out because of the way the game went against Clemson. Break it out now. And I said this yesterday on the show. I'm going to say it again. Defensively is I'm asking for so much less. Give me great effort, tackle when you get there, and I think I can work with that. The offense I have higher expectations for based on the talent level. Defense, fly around. If you're going to make a mistake, make it 110%. Go full youth sports. Right? Go out there and play hard. Dave Doeren on being more physical in practice this week when he spoke to the media earlier this week.
Guys were definitely encouraged by themselves, by coaches, by former players. There's a certain brand of football that exists at NC State that needs to be on the field, and it wasn't last week. And it starts with being a physical bunch of guys, and that's, in essence, the DNA. It starts with physicality. And so that was preached and talked a lot about. Obviously, our opponent believes in the same thing. It's going to be a really physical football game. And so Tuesday and Wednesday were that. They were really physical practices led by the players. They did a great job pushing each other, competing. Did a lot of good on good this week to get the speed of the game that we need to do that. So definitely put the work in.
We talked about it. How do you get a team to start faster, more good on good earlier in practice, meaning your first string offense against your first string defense earlier in practice? I want to know when they played good on good, when they did ones on ones. Who were the ones on defense? Because he did say pretty much every position is being evaluated on the defensive side of the ball. Was good on good actually good, or was good on good the goods from last week? Are they still the goods, or the goods changed? How funny would that be? Last week they used to do first string offense against the second string defense. This week they go, you know what? We need more ones on ones. We need first stringers on first stringers. So they put the first string offense and the first string defense out there. It's the same people that were going up against each other last week because all the second stringers on defense are now first stringers. It'd be an interesting little piece there. But I don't think that's happened that way. I think most of the guys we expect to see will continue to see.